Okay. Bishop Sammy, the Anglican Consultative Council has passed a resolution concerning the blasphemy laws in Pakistan. Can you explain what those laws are and how they affect Christians in your country?
The blasphemy laws primarily are laws to protect the Islamic faith. It also says that nothing derogatory should be said about the prophets of Islam, specifically Prophet Muhammad. Well, they consider Abraham and Moses also as, and even Jesus as one of their prophets. But Muhammad being the main prophet, if anything negative or derogatory or accusative is said against the prophet, the punishment is death. Simple, plain and clear. This is the blasphemy law. It has 3 or 4 articles. It also relates to the abuse of religious places and holy books, which hardly gets implemented because there is no death punishment in it. It's just a punishment of being in jail for some time, but hardly people go through that. But the most serious one is what we call 295C. The law is 295 and the clause is C, which says if anybody says any derogatory thing against the prophet, that person will be punished to death. The problem with the law is that the law is very vague. It's very open. It gives opportunity for abuse and misuse. Any person who derogates, a person could be mentally deranged, a person could be, for example, recently we had a case in Pakistan of a young girl who was Down syndrome, and she was accused of blasphemy. So the law does not specifically say, whereas the other laws do say if intentionally something is done. But the last clause does not say anything which is related to the prophet, and says nothing. It's a very open law which was passed in a very fast manner in Pakistan. The parliament just did it. There was no major discussion on it. In fact, the Shariat court of Pakistan has itself said that the law needs to be revisited because it's not the best law and it gives a lot of opening to misuse and abuse.
Does this affect people beyond religious minorities?
Primarily, the blasphemy law has affected a number of Muslims also. There are a number of Muslims who are in the jail on the misuse of the blasphemy law, but it primarily and largely affects non-Muslims, and within the category of non-Muslims are Christians, are Ahmadiyas who have been declared as non-Muslims, and there are a few Hindus also in it. But the large segment of the minority group which goes into it are the Christians. Ahmadiyas don't accept themselves as non-Muslims, they consider themselves as Muslims, whereas the majority Sunni community and the Shia community of Pakistan consider the Ahmadiyas as non-Muslims.
The motion that the Consultative Council has passed received a unanimous support. What will that mean to your Christian community in Pakistan?
I think primarily it will mean a lot, first of all, to the country. It will mean to the Christians, it will mean to all those people within the civil society, it will mean a lot to those people who are from the Muslim religious groups, who are supportive of the discriminatory and unjust laws in Pakistan as an encouragement, number one. Number two, it will also mean the expression of solidarity with the churches in Pakistan or the Anglican Communion, and I'm sure our other groups, civil society groups and the other Muslim groups also, which are fighting against this unjust order, would be very encouraged by the church taking a stand on it.
Thank you very much.